ini didukung oleh Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahilladzi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa dinil haqqi liyuzhirahu 'ala dini kullih wa kafa billahi syahida. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu rasuluh. Amma ba'du. Sobis, apa kabar hari ini? Ketemu lagi Selasa berbahagia ya. 30 November 2021. Alhamdulillah atas nikmat dan karunia Allah yang sangat luar biasa. Hari ini kita ketemu lagi di acara Rumi, Rumah Mu'alaf Istiqomah, bareng aku Eli dan para bintang tamu kali ini yang kece-kece semuanya ya. Kece ceritanya, kece ilmunya, pokoknya kece semuanya ya. Dan tentunya kebersamaan kita selama 1 jam ke depan nih, kamu nanti boleh komentar, boleh nanya ya ke bintang tamunya atau kita ke ustadz kita hari ini ya. Dan karena 5 orang pemenang akan kita bagi-bagi door prize buat kamu ya. Jangan lupa kemarin habis gajian, terus juga alhamdulillah lo kasih rezeki banyak, udah sedekah belum ya? Yuk titipkan zakat dan sedekah kamu ke JIS Istiqomah ya. Siapakah bintang tamu kita hari ini? Wah, ini mungkin edisi perdana Rumi kedatangan orang bule ya gitu ya. Ini kru-kru di sini juga bule semua ya, bule potan. Oh enggak ya. Ini kita kedatangan dari Jerman nih. Beliau berasal dari Jerman sih ya. Langsung kita tanya yuk, kita sapa-sapa dulu ya. Assalamualaikum Mr. Andreas.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah ya. Dan kita juga di sampingnya ada Pak Bambang Pranggono. Oke, assalamualaikum Pak.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Gimana kabarnya hari ini Pak?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Dingin
ya.
AC-nya.
Dingin AC-nya. Dan kali ini saya juga nggak sendiri. Ada partner saya nih. Ada Ibu Rina. Iya, gimana kabarnya Ibu Rina?
Alhamdulillah sehat.
Iya. Ibu Rina ini nih ada nih sobis-sobis dari SMA Istiqomah nih, bu gurunya ada di sini ya. Alhamdulillah ya. Oke, kita nanti bakal ngomongin tentang kisah mu'alafnya dari Pak Andreas ini ya, kayak gimana. So, jangan kemana-mana, habis yang satu ini. Acara ini didukung oleh Oke, Sobis, jangan lupa nih, kamu kalau misalkan baru tahu ya, atau baru lihat nih kita Rumi, jangan lupa udah like sama subscribe channel kita belum? Jangan lupa ya, like and subscribe channelnya Masjid Istiqomah Bandung. Dan kamu juga bisa follow medsos kita yang lainnya. Seperti IG ada Masjid Istiqomah _BDG. Oke, kita ngobrol-ngobrol sekarang ya. Oke, Bu Rina, Mr. Andreas. Oke, we call the audience Sobis. Sobat Istiqomah. Oke, Sobis ya. Oke, Mr. Andreas Emil Grunwald. Oke, from Germany. From German. We would like to know who you are.
Who I am? Oh,
I heard that you are a police officer.
retired.
Okay, maybe you can talk more about it.
I can, yeah. I started off with traffic police in Germany.
Travelers.
Well, you go through academy, then wherever they send you, and then you just go through the ranks, like as time goes by. Like I've done traffic, I've done passports controls at the airport, anti-terrorism unit, criminal police. I went through every department really. So yeah, it is an interesting job, but I'm glad I'm out of it.
Okay, we'd like to know what's your religion before it Muslim?
I wasn't really that religious. Well, obviously, having German parents, you get brought up with Christian values and Christian ideas. However, when you become of age, you start asking questions. Yeah. And when I was about 14, So well before I went to become a police officer, I started questioning religion as such. Yeah. So I decided to study the Bible further in depth. So I did a correspondence course of studying the Bible. And I did a correspondence course in theology as well. And I wasn't quite happy with what I ultimately found. Yeah. There might be some
Contradiction?
contradictions were the biggest problems that I encountered. When you study the Bible in depth and you just don't go to church on a Sunday morning and believe everything this guy in black is telling you, like when you start asking questions, he will find difficult to answer, so you have to find these answers yourself. When I was about 14, I started asking these questions, and there were questions like, how can the son of a king be a year older than the king himself? It doesn't work. Yeah? These are contradictions that you will find in the Bible. There are 75,000 plus contradictions in the Bible. There's reason for that, because originally the Bible, or whatever is written in the Bible, the Old Testament is the Torah, as everyone knows. Yeah, it's the Jewish holy book. That's what the Old Testament is based on. When you look at the canon of the New Testament, through studies, I found out that none of the authors of the New Testament ever met Isa ibn Maryam. So it can't be a face-to-face account. Like
Just like Hadith. Then.
just like Hadith. But the problem being is that none of the authors of the New Testament ever met or even saw Jesus Christ. So then, you know how it goes when it is word by mouth. The only exception to that is Quran, because it was verily checked. And if you tell in your neighborhood a story, when this story makes the round through the entire village and comes back to you, it's going to be something completely different. Because everybody is going to be adding stuff or taking stuff away. And the same with the Old Testament and the New Testament. Yeah. So when you find these kind of discrepancies, yeah, and you then hear this guy in black at church standing there on a Sunday morning and saying to you, "Oh, give to the poor," when the Roman Catholic Church is a multi-billion-dollar business, and they're not giving anything, then yeah, I become rather disappointed, even at the sweet age of 14. Yeah. So I looked at it from various ways. I looked at it how the Roman Catholic Church is running. I looked at how the evangelic churches are running. And when I looked at world religions in those days, this is a long time ago, yeah, then Islam did not even show up on the horizon yet. That came later. But when I looked at it, I looked at Judaism and I looked at Christianity. I came to the conclusion, religion is a business.
Religion? You thought that religion is a business?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like if in those days we had a lot of American soldiers stationed in Germany, and I had an American school friend, and I often went to their house. And my friend Jeff's father was a stern Christian, like these born-again Christian types. And he showed me on TV some programs from America, which were these evangelic programs, where the evangelist is telling the audience, "Give me all your money and you shall be blessed." And I went like,
You buy.
yeah, okay. So I decided, I spoke to my parents, and I said, enough is enough, because I did not want anything to do with that. Yeah. And we had in those days in my class, we had about 3 or 4 migrant children from Turkey. But whenever they had religious education, their boggart often left us to our devices with our religious teachers. And at age 14, and having a little bit of knowledge what is going on behind the scene, I wasn't really interested what my teacher was telling me there anymore. Yeah. As for me, it was utter nonsense. So yeah, in the beginning, I would say, when it comes to religion, I very early found out that you need to seek knowledge in order to be certain about what you believe in. Yeah.
Oke. Teh Rina, apa kata dia? Boleh diresum buat sobis semua nih. Soalnya sobis ya, aku takut salah gitu ya.
Jadi
Boleh deket tuh.
Mr. Andreas itu sudah sejak usia 8 sampai 14 tahun itu bertanya-tanya tentang ada kontradiksi ya antara apa yang dia baca di kitab yang sudah dia pelajari di agama yang dia sudah pegang sebelumnya, yaitu di agama Kristen. Di situ ada banyak sekali hampir 70.000 kontradiksi yang sudah dikatakan oleh Pak Andreas, terutama dengan perjanjian lama dan perjanjian baru yang terdapat perbedaan di situ.
Oke.
Dan Pak Andreas berpikir bahwa di sana agama itu dijadikan sebuah bisnis, ya, sebuah usaha untuk mendapatkan uang gitu. Dikarenakan di program yang diadakan di gereja atau tempat ibadahnya meminta kepada para jemaatnya untuk mengeluarkan uang gitu ya.
Oke,
Itu yang bisa
ya.
saya.
Baik. You give me money, you bless gitu ya. Oke gitu ya. Jadi kasih uang, kamu diberkahi, kayak gitulah sobis ya. Oke, kita bakal korek-korek lagi ya. Kenapa sampai akhirnya Mr. Andreas ini attracted to Islam? Oke, why ya? Jangan kemana-mana. Abis yang satu ini, tetap di Rumi ya, Rumah Malam Istiqomah.
di Yayasan Istiqomah Bandung. Insya Allah kami dalam bidang JIS ini menerima, mengumpulkan, dan juga kami dapat menyalurkan dengan penuh tanggung jawab.
Acara ini didukung oleh
Oke, balik lagi di Rumah Mualaf Istiqomah ya. Makasih ya, kamu masih bareng kita, nontonin YouTube kita. Dan jangan lupa yang belum like subscribe sekarang ya. Kamu boleh nanya-nanya nanti ke Mr. Andreas ataupun Pak Bambang ya, seputar ajaran Islam ataupun tentang pengalaman Mr. Andreas ya. Karena 5 orang terpilih akan dapat door prize dari kita ya. Tadi kita udah dengerin gimana perjalanan Mr. Andreas, segala kegundahannya gitu ya. Kalau bahasa-bahasa anak-anak muda sekarang, Pak Bambang, suka ada kata timbul berbagai keresahan gitu ya. Mengalami keresahan-keresahan, terus berbagai kontradiksi, sehingga beliau ngerasa, aduh kayaknya ini nggak banget deh aku kayak gini. Nah gitu ya. Sekarang nih, I wanna ask you, why are you attracted to Islam? And then when did you convert to Islam? Convert. And take the Shahada.
Well, the right word would not be convert.
Okay.
That would be the wrong word, because every child is born in the state of Islam.
Oh, Masya Allah.
Kullu maulidin
Kullu
yuladu
ala fitrah. Masya
It
Allah.
is not your responsibility or your doing where on the planet you are born.
Okay.
Yeah. So every child is born in the state of Islam. Let's get this straight. Then, depending on your upbringing, if your upbringing is not Islamic, then the only thing that you can do is revert to Islam, not convert.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Balik Islam. You're returning to Islam.
Okay.
Yeah, just that as a side note.
Revert. Okay.
Well, it was at Frankfurt Airport actually.
Frankfurt. Okay.
I was working in Frankfurt at the time, and one of my subordinates, also with migration background, his name was Mustafa, and he came into my office one day and he placed the Quran on my desk.
Okay.
And he said, "Sir, you should read this."
You should read.
And with my previous experience of religion, you can imagine the look on my face, yeah? So I looked at him and I said, "Are you serious?"
Sure.
Yeah,
What
and he
for,
said,
yeah?
yeah, sir, you should read this, you should read this. I said, yeah, whatever. So the Quran spent about 6 months on my desk, gathering dust.
6 months.
6 months. And it was Mustafa, any chance he got, he would come to my office and remind me, "Sir, have you read the Quran yet?" It ended up me posting him on the far side of the airport, so he doesn't bother me that much anymore. Yeah. However, one day I then decided, well, if he is so determined for me to read this, I might as well, give it a shot. So I took the Quran home with me and I read it. And I made the mistake, I read the Quran like you would any other book. Starting at Surah Al-Fatiha and ending with An-Nas.
Okay.
And just read it through. And it took me about 2 months to read the Quran, because some passages I had to read 3-4 times before the penny dropped what was actually being said there. Yeah. So after that time, I gave Mustafa a phone call and I said, okay, you can pick up your Quran, in my office and make it quick, because I didn't really want anything to do with religion anymore. Yeah, for me, religion was something that people were hiding under. That we're too weak to drink a few beers and face their problems in another way. Yeah. So when Mustafa came to my office, he had a smile on his face, and he took the Quran, put it in his backpack, and then he came out with 4 more books. Hadith al-Bukhari.
Hadith al-Bukhari. Okay.
So he said, "Oh, if you have already read the Quran, you might as well read this too." I looked at him and I was asking him if he is kidding.
He won't give up.
Nah, he wasn't giving up. And I went if it helps to get you off my back, I shall read them. So I read Hadith al-Bukhari. That took me another 3 months. Once I finished reading al-Bukhari, I went back to the office, put the books on my desk, gave Mustafa a call, said, "Mustafa, go and come and get your books." So Mustafa knocks on my door, comes in. "Sir, so nice to see you." Takes his four volumes of Hadith al-Bukhari and gives me 2 volumes about this thick, very small print, very thin paper of the story of the Sahaba. And "Sir, now you should be reading this." And I looked at him, I said, "Mustafa, I'm going to kill you. For the love of God, I'm going to read this, but if you bother me after that, honest, I'm going to shoot you." So I took the story of Sahaba home. I did not finish the 2 volumes. In actual fact, I did not manage to get through the first volume. When I arrived at the point when the then Caliph, Adrad Umar, was assassinated and killed, I had tears rolling down my face. Because I could actually identify myself with Umar. Because I was pretty much like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was kind of a little bit of a womanizer, and
Kill your daughter?
no, I didn't kill anyone. Well, at least none of those that were of my own blood. But yeah, I would go out and I would fight, and I would drink, I would gamble. As you do. Yeah, as a religiously uneducated person, that's what you do. So
So just having fun.
I realized later that what I was having was not having fun, even though I truly enjoyed myself, but I was actually hurting myself.
Okay.
But that came at a later stage. So after reading Sahaba, and me being able to identify myself with Umar, that was for me the point where I said, yes, this is right for me. Yeah. So the following day when I went to work, I phoned up Mustafa and I said in a very stern voice, "Mustafa, my office now."
Okay.
This guy on the other end of the telephone must have thought, "Oh my God, I'm in so much trouble now." The boss is calling me with a voice like that. I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble, yeah? Deep in trouble.
So Mustafa arrived at my office and because he was on outside perimeter duty, he was in full gear. Yeah, and I was doing a round just before that as well, so I was in full gear. That means we were both fully armed, battle ready. So I said to Mustafa, "You coming along with me because you got to tell me where we need to go." So he was totally bewildered, followed me to one of our squad cars. Blue flashing lights, sirens wailing. We went to the central masjid in Frankfurt. Arriving there, screeching tires,
With full arm.
full body armor, machine pistol, sidearm, the works.
You can imagine that.
Yeah, you can imagine how scary that looks.
Yeah. It's scary.
So now imagine the poor imam standing at the entrance of the masjid, hugging his Quran. He was standing there. He turned as white as your mask. Yeah. And I just
Hands up.
he was gripping his Quran tighter and tighter and tighter. It was a white knuckle job. And I stopped in front of him and I said, "I have business with you." He almost fainted.
You fall down.
No, he didn't fall down, but he was on the verge
fainting.
to falling over. And I said to him, "Brother, I have come to say Kalima Shahada."
Okay.
You could see all color returning to his face and having a big smile. He did not expect that.
Just like Umar coming to the Prophet Muhammad.
Pretty much the same, yes.
The same story. Situation, the same.
I saw the comic part in it as well because I truly enjoyed the face of that poor imam. Being German, some nationalities always say we don't have a sense of humor. I'm rather on the sarcastic side, but that went really down in history because to this day they are talking about my embracing of Islam at that masjid. But yes, this is how I embraced Islam. But the thing being is, masjids in Germany are mostly run by Turkish people.
Turkish.
Yeah, and at times they do follow a political aspect as well, which is dictated by Ankara. Yeah, so I thought if I really want to learn about Islam, and I don't want to run not into things that later will compromise my beliefs, I will have to go somewhere where I will learn from those people that actually know. Yeah, where modern Islam actually originated, and that was Medina. So for me, there was no doubt in my mind. The only place where I can learn about Islam and learn Islam the way it should be. It can only be done in Medina, nowhere else. So I decided, this is in 1990, my first Ramadan after my reverting to Islam. I went to Medina for 30 days and 30 nights. And obviously because me having tattoos everywhere, people at the airport, they were looking at me a little bit strange. But when I then told them what, and why, they said, yeah, it'd be all right. We let you enter the country. So that's how I got to Medina.
Jadi dia masuk Islam seperti Umar bin Khattab. Takut orang datang ke masjid, Dia pakai senjata lengkap.
Iya.
I have a business with you.
Iya,
Dia-
kebayang itu yang ada di masjidnya gini dong. Aduh, ada yang pakai senjata polisi gitu ya, terus pakai tato ya. He was scary gitu ya. Jadi
Very-
takut gitu ya.
mau pingsan gitu.
Ternyata
I scared
mau
him to
syahadah.
death.
Iya. Ternyata mau syahadat ya. Oke, kita bakal balik lagi ya. Nanti kita akan lanjutkan ya. Commercial break. Oke, jangan lupa nih Sobis yang mau tanya-tanya ke Mr. Andreas juga boleh ya, atau ke Pak Bambang juga boleh ya. Jangan lupa di live chat kita. Oke, abis yang satu ini jangan kemana-mana.
Acara ini didukung oleh
Orang-orang yang memelihara anak yatim di antara umat muslimin, memberikan mereka makan dan minum, pasti Allah memasukkannya ke dalam syurga, kecuali ia melakukan dosa yang tidak bisa diampuni. Ayo dukung pembangunan rumah asuh yatim dan duafa Istiqomah. Titipkan sedekahmu melalui Bank Muamalat 11.301825 atas nama Yayasan Istiqomah Bandung QQJIS Istiqomah.
Acara ini didukung oleh
Oke, masih di Rumi ya, Rumah Mualaf Istiqomah ya. Tadi kita seru banget ya ngobrolin di part 2 tadi ya, kayak waktu sahabat Umar mau syahadat gitu ya ke Muhammad. Ini kayak ini tadi ngedatengin, kaget nih ya yang ada di masjid, orang yang ada di masjidnya. Ini orang mau ngapain gitu ya? Apakah mau nembak gitu, shoot gitu ya? Udah mau pingsan, ternyata mau syahadat ya. Sebelum dilanjutin, is Mustafa still alive now? Until now?
Mustafa is alive and well, yeah, and he is. I retired for health reasons. Mustafa, on the other side, he will retire in, I think, about 2 years' time. He will retire as well, and he has plans going back to Turkey. Is because of what happened over the past 10-15 years worldwide, and some people having a serious misconception about what Islam is all about. The Western media is to blame for that one.
Oke, jadi Teh Eli, Mustafa ini masih hidup sampai sekarang, masih ada ya, dan sekarang sudah kembali ke Turki, back to Turkey.
Mustafa will eventually go back to Turkey, because he said Germany doesn't really give him anything anymore.
Oke, jadi buat Pak Mustafa yang di Turki, merhaba ya. Merhaba is hello, right? In Turkish language, merhaba, hello ya, merhaba. Bener Pak, merhaba ya.
Tasyakur.
Merhaba ya, merhaba ya.
Tasyakur Edrim.
Merhaba. Oke,
Apa?
tasyakur
Turkish.
Edrim. Oke ya. Oke ya. Yang penggemar film Turki pasti tahu. Oh enggak sih, yang ke Turki nemu Mustafa, salam dari Pak Andreas. Ya enggak juga ya. Oke, Pak Bambang. Banyak orang tadi kalau dengar cerita dari Pak Andreas ya, tadi baca Quran dia biasa aja ngerasanya. Tapi ketika dia tahu kisah sahabat nih, apa sahabat Umar, dia menemukan kenyaman, oh ini nih gitu kan. Ada yang kisah yang seperti ini. Tanggapan Anda?
Ya, cara Allah memberi hidayah ini beda-beda untuk setiap orang. Ada titik-titik lemah dari setiap manusia. Nah, ketika itu disentuh oleh yang Allah kirim, kalau dalam kasus Pak Andreas ini kisah sahabat, yaitu Umar, ya, Khalifah Umar bin Khattab. Dia bilang Hadrat Umar bin Khattab, ya. Itu karena ada kemiripan dengan hidup dia. Umar kan sebelumnya juga dia menyembah patung, roti, dia minum minuman keras, dia memusuhi Nabi Muhammad, skeptis. Terus dia juga membunuh anak perempuannya hidup-hidup. Tapi berbalik karena satu ayat saja, Toha, ayat yang dibacakan oleh putrinya, oleh adiknya, Fatimah binti Asad. Jadi untuk orang lain mungkin itu tidak menyentuh apa-apa. Untuk Umar itu yang menggelitik, langsung menembus jantungnya. Dia dengan pedang terhunus dia masuk masjid, mau masuk ke Islam. Jadi mirip-mirip mirip
karena karakternya juga sama gitu ya. Bisa jadi nanti ada orang yang seperti Mr. Andreas, tapi karakternya lembut, terus nemu sahabat yang karakternya lembut, bisa juga tergugah gitu ya. Seperti itu ya. Oke.
Kan dia orang Jerman. Jerman itu terkenal precision machinery, industri alat-alat yang tepat, kuat, mesin-mesin kuat. Jadi orangnya lempeng, lurus. Kalau udah skeptis, ya skeptis terhadap semua agama tadinya. Tapi Allah menyentuhnya dengan hal tertentu. Karena Jerman pun melahirkan banyak filsuf-filsuf yang berpikir banyak. Tapi ada juga ya Karl Marx, ada Hegel, ada Jürgen Habermas, ada, tapi juga punya komponis-komponis yang hatinya halus, ya. Ludwig von Beethoven, ada Johannes Bach, itu kan halus hatinya. Jadi Jerman itu komplit. Kalau bisa tersentuh dengan pas di tempat titik lemahnya, titik sensitifnya, ya dia akan jadi kuat sekali. Dan mudah-mudahan Andri ini Jerman yang mesinnya kuat, tapi hatinya menjadi oleh Allah dirubah Islam.
Kalau bahasa Sobi segini Pak Bambang, otak Jerman, hati Mekah, gitu Madinah, ya. Hati Mekah, hati Madinah ya, luar biasa ya. Kita akan baca pertanyaan ya di sesi 3 ini. Oke, kita akan baca pertanyaan dari Nana Andre ya, Tehrin. Oke, please explain and how did Islam develop in Germany?
Islam in Germany. There are politicians and people saying that Islam does not belong to Germany, which is utter nonsense. If we go a little bit back in history, we shall say around about the Christian year 950 AD. Christianity was not spread in Germany. Yeah, it was the time of Roman Empire, and Germans were divided in different tribes and groups and what haven't you got. But in the year 951, there was a trader that came from Medina. And he was trading in the middle parts of Germany. And of course, 5 times a day, this brother would pray. So all his German trader counterparts and people of the public, they were wondering, you're like,
what did he do?
What is this guy doing there? Yeah. So this man, whose name I don't know, but this trader then explained to the people there the principles of Islam. Yeah.
The 5 pillars.
The 5 pillars of Islam. You're like, so if now in modern day Germany somebody is saying to me, Islam does not belong to Germany because it's supposedly a Christian country. No, it's not. Germany
not a
actually is a
Christian.
pagan country, like not even Christianity belongs there, if you really want to go down to that. But for the most part of the German territory that we have in modern days, it was pagan country that has then been influenced by Christianity, but to same measurement by Islam. So if somebody says nowadays Islam does not belong to Germany, you're like, he needs to wake up and smell the coffee, because it very much does
In
belong to
reality.
Germany. But Muslims nowadays have it a little bit more difficult in Germany because of the defamation of Islam through Western media, and there's not much we can actually do about it. Yeah.
Oke, jadi Teh Eli, intinya Islam itu not below,
Jerman
Germany
bukan negara
bukan
Kristen.
negara Kristen ya. Jadi Kristen itu not belong to Germany. Jadi Islam itu dibawa oleh pedagang dari Madinah, ya, pedagang dari Madinah. Kemudian di pertengahan kota Jerman, para pedagang ini melaksanakan ibadah. Kemudian dan para pedagang ini menjelaskan mengenai prinsip agama Islam. Jadi mereka mulai mengetahui tentang agama Islam dari para pedagang dari Madinah ini.
Okay. Next question from Hanbin. Okay, Hanbin, ask you, what is the response of your family after you refer to Islam?
What
They
the
were
reaction
angry,
was? Well, my father and my mother weren't very happy about that. Needless to say.
Normally, it's normal.
Both of them weren't very religious people either. But when I told them that I have embraced Islam, my father disowned me pretty much straight away. My mother did as well, but it took her a little bit longer to come to that conclusion. But if somebody says to me, you don't have family anymore. My parents have both passed on since then, but family is not the object, because as a Muslim, every Muslim is either my brother or my sister. So yes, I have the biggest family on the planet. So what am I worried about?
Oke. Next question ya. Dari PH Yasdudan, channel PH Yasdudan ya. Oke, go Hajj. I heard that you have go to Hajj for 3 times. Is it true?
I've gone to Hajj twice
Twice.
and Umrah 3 times.
And Umrah 3 times gitu.
During the Ramadan.
During the Ramadan. Oke. Ada lagi pertanyaannya? Any miraculous experience?
Miracles. Well,
You don't believe in miracle.
I do believe in miracles, brother. I've seen them. When you get fired upon, and you're the only survivor, I call that a miracle. Yeah, I can't go into detail, but it was gruesome. The only reason that I survived that was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made me go into the deep bushes to have a dump. Yeah, to relieve myself. And while I was there, my team was killed. Yeah,
All your team.
my entire team was killed. Yeah. We had a little girl with us that was showing us around the area. I carried her back to base, but she passed away due to her injuries on the way back to the camp. But the people at the camp were not really expecting me to come back. So one of my reasons to take retirement early, and having survived that, yeah, I consider that a miracle.
It's a guidance to retire early.
Yeah.
It's a message from Allah. You must retire early. I save you from the catastrophe, from the fire, to make you consider to retire immediately.
Immediately.
That's really a miracle.
I didn't retire immediately, but shortly thereafter.
Oke, baik ya, perbincangan kita semakin menarik. Oke, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Acara ini didukung oleh
Sedekah itu banyak manfaatnya loh.
menghapus dosa, menambah rezeki, menolak bala, menambah harta, dijauhkan dari api neraka, dan didoakan oleh malaikat. Zakat, infak, sedekah ke JIS Istiqomah yuk.
Oke, balik lagi di Rumi, Rumah Mu'alaf Istiqomah. Makasih banget nih kamu udah nanya-nanya, udah komentar juga ya di acara ini ya. Kamu yang baru pantengin kita nih, yang baru tonton acara ini, boleh nanya juga ya ke Pak Bambang ataupun juga ke Mr. Andreas ya. Oke, we will continue the question. Next question. Okay, most Mu'alaf embrace Islam because of marriage, religion, treasure, and position. Which is your reason among them? Are you really not because of what they say?
No, I became a Muslim because of conviction. Yeah. Islam is the only religion on the planet that will say religion without science is blind. Yeah. If you seriously have a look at Quran, it is not only a book that will tell you how to pray, how to live your life, but it's also a science book.
Okay.
Everything there is need to know is in there. You're like, they say, oh, you're like, gravity was discovered by Newton. No, it wasn't. Gravity was already explained in the Quran. You're like, and the Quran is a little bit older than Newton, I would say. Yeah. The Quran describes the orbits of planets around our star, the sun. It describes in detail the 3 stages of human embryonic life.
Embryology.
What more proof do you need? It was only in the early 1990s, thanks to electron microscopes and medical practices, that the 3 stages of embryonic life were actually verifiable. Yeah, and it's exactly as it was described in the Quran. So keep in mind the Quran is almost 1500 years old. So who is right and who is wrong here? Yeah? Use common sense. This is what the Quran teaches us, by the way. This is what the Quran is based on. Common sense. Yeah?
Okay.
Isa ibn Maryam once said a sentence that is actually very true, and Muhammad used that as well, peace be upon him. He said, treat your brother, treat everyone as you want to be treated by them. Like, the Quran doesn't say anything else than any other holy book is intending to do. But the problem is most people don't really do this in practice. Yeah? If everyone were to practice their religion as it is supposed to be practiced, there would be no conflict, there would be no war, there would be no famine, there would be no poverty. But it is not up to us to change things like that. It is up to governments and people in power that can change the behavior of people.
Exactly.
Our power in that is only very limited. What we can do is what the Quran teaches us, which is to seek knowledge, verify its good knowledge, and then go out and teach it. That is our job. The Quran teaches us you are to teach other people. And if you don't do that, you don't fulfill what the Quran is teaching you.
Jadi Mr. Andreas itu tujuannya alasan untuk memeluk agama Islam itu karena kebenaran dari Al-Quran, dan pesan dari Pak Andreas ini untuk menerapkan apa yang sudah didapatkan dari Al-Quran dalam kehidupan sehari-hari gitu, Teli.
Oke, ya. Mungkin yang tadi udah nyimak dari awal tahu ya kisah beliau gitu ya, tadi sama Mustafa ini orang yang paling berharga, salah satu orang yang kontribusinya besar dalam kehidupan beliau gitu ya untuk memilih Islam. Tadi datang Mustafa dikasih Quran, reasnya dibiarin gitu aja di meja gitu ya, dibuka tapi dia biasa-biasa aja, tapi ketika baca sahabat dia baru masuk Islam gitu ya. Terus tadi ya tujuannya bukan karena marriage, pernikahan, jabatan ataupun property. Oke, next question. Sebentar Pak, mau nanya dulu ke Pak Bambang. Al-Quran dan sains, gimana tanggapan Bapak?
Yes, I teach science and Al-Quran in the university.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
So I explore the ayah, all the surah, and try to get inspiration from this, from the saying, from the sentence, and find what it's inspired us to make a research from that field. So, Al-Quran is not a science book. Yeah, it's a holy book. But Al-Quran itu bukan buku ilmiah, not a dictionary of the science and technology. Tetapi Quran berisi isyarat-isyarat, ya, isyarah itu ada sedikit kisi-kisi.
It inspires you.
Inspired. So jadi kalau kita baca Quran dengan penuh keterbukaan keterbukaan mind, itu seharusnya umat Islam terus-menerus menemukan semua temuan-temuan sains dan teknologi yang bermanfaat untuk umat manusia. Jadi Quran dibaca, dihafal, dilakukan, tapi juga kita harus mencari inspirasi. Ini buat orang-orang sains dan teknologi. Jadi jangan cuma membanggakan ilmuwan Islam tahun 1000 di zaman Abbasiyah, zaman Ibnu Sina, Itu dulu mereka sudah berjasa. Sekarang kita konsumen saja, kita hanya consume the Western technology, Western philosophy, ya. Padahal kita punya Al-Quran, kita punya Quran, ya. Ya. Dibaca itu surat dari Allah, nggak pernah di ponder. We haven't pondered the true meaning of it, the hidden message inside from the dari kacamata sains.
Oke. Karena Pak banyak juga ya, maksudnya orang yang masuk Islam itu karena menemukan oh ternyata ada di Al-Quran gitu ya. Seperti halnya lautan yang nggak bisa menyatu, yang dua warna itu ya, ternyata di Al-Quran juga ada gitu ya. Banyak juga orang masuk karena oh ternyata
Marajal Bahraini yaltaqiyan
ya
bainahuma
betul
barzahul
ya.
waqiyan.
Banyak juga gitu ya yang masuk Islam karena oh ternyata di Islam tuh udah ada di ajarannya tuh, di Quran tuh udah dikatakan seperti itu. Masuk Islam dia ya. Oke. Baik, kita ke pertanyaan berikutnya. Tidak apa-apa ya. Next question. Oke. Dari Ustaz Danang Muldani. What you feel when you pray
I feel
for
it
the first time?
when I prayed for the first time. I felt at peace, a deep inner peace.
Rasanya tuh adem banget ya pas pertama sholat. Oke, gitu ya. Ngademin ya. Oke, baik. Dari from channel Kui Ngaji ESP. He said that I think miracle is you because Allah has chosen you now to be a Muslim.
Well, he has chosen me to become Muslim 33 years ago.
Okay, ya. But they know recently you are mu'alaf ya. Tapi udah 24 tahun ya. 24 years ago.
30.
30, oke.
33 years ago.
Jadi udah lama Sobi sebenarnya mu'alafnya gitu ya. Oke, baik ya.
Hidayahnya sudah lama.
Iya, hidayah udah lama gitu ya, udah.
Dan dia tetap memegang hidayah itu sampai
Betul.
sekarang.
Istiqomah.
Nah, menurut Pak Bambang gimana nih cara menjaga istiqomah itu? Apalagi untuk seorang mu'alaf ya Pak ya.
Pak Andre ini itu dia gigih melaksanakan apa yang dia baca dari Quran maupun dari kisah sahabat, dari hadis tadi Bukhari, dan dia coba melaksanakan dengan penuh keseriusan orang Jerman begitu. Sekarang juga dia itu hidup tinggal di rumah yang kecil karena Nabi Muhammad juga rumahnya kecil. Buat apa saya bermewah-mewah besar? Dia bilang begitu. Ya, saya mengikuti contoh Nabi. Hidup saya secukupnya saja. Jadi itu yang barangkali membuat dia istiqomah terus sih. Merasa bahagia menjadi Muslim dan mencontoh apa-apa yang dilakukan oleh para sahabat dan para nabi dan Nabi Muhammad SAW.
Oke, baik-baik. Mas Rani mau tanya boleh, Mrs?
There is a question from
Oke.
Which one is the weapon?
Oke, ini nih. Nah,
Okay, from pemuda Al-Amanah. When you go to mosque at that time, what was your motivation to go to the mosque by bringing the weapon? Actually, you want to take shahada, but
I did not bring our
Intention.
weapons purposefully. Like, because we were just wearing them at the time. And I was in a hurry.
because of the hurry.
When you have to look at it this way, German police, especially working at the airport, is always armed. Yeah. You will not find a German police officer
Unarmed.
anywhere
Okay.
in Germany that is not carrying at least a sidearm.
Because it was on duty.
Yes.
Okay.
And when we Germans make a decision, it has to be done right there and then.
I see. Okay.
Uh, Unless you're a politician, then well, never mind.
Oke.
On time.
Jadi pas bawa senjata itu bukan emang karena sengaja pengen bawa senjata untuk nakutin, karena emang lagi tugas gitu, Sobis gitu ya.
Dan dia harus melakukan secara Jerman on time. Apa yang terasa harus dikerjakan.
Oh gitu
Do it
ya, nggak bisa
immediately.
ditunda-tunda ya. Kayak perasaan kamu nggak bisa ditunda-tunda kan ya. Oke, baik ya. Selanjutnya ya. Oke. How many children do you have?
I have 3 children. I have 2 boys and a girl.
2 boys
Two
and girls.
boys and 2 girls.
No, 2
2
boys
boys
and
and-
1 girl.
Oh,
One
one girl.
girl.
Okay. If they watch this video, our show today, what would you like to say for them?
If they watch this video.
Yeah. Oh, my father, Papa.
No,
What do you want to say?
my son Michael probably would say, "Here he goes again."
Did it many times.
Because you always
my son-
travel around the
Yeah,
world.
my son Gabriel would probably say, "Where is he now?"
Where is he now? Okay.
And my daughter would say, "Astaghfirullah."
Okay.
Yeah, my children will embrace Islam sooner or later, I'm sure of it.
Insyaallah.
Insya
Insyaallah. Amin.
Amin.
But from the depths of your heart, what do you want to say for your children? Seriously, I ask you seriously. We want to hear that. Okay.
There's not much else to say, but
You can see the camera.
but the deep love that you feel for your own children in your heart.
Okay.
And my children know that I don't have to make that public.
Okay. That's enough answer. Oke. Oke, baik, kita masih punya waktu, produser. Oke, masih ya. Oh, oke. Time is up. Tapi ini seru banget ya. Ini nggak kerasa. Oke. Makasih banyak ya udah tanya-tanya nih, Sobis ya. Gak kerasa waktunya harus udahan nih kita, Pak Bambang ya. Oke, nggak kerasa juga sejam kita udah banyak ngomongin banyak hal nih bareng Mr. Andreas ya. Dan untuk pemenang kali ini saya akan umumkan terlebih dahulu. Pemenang acara Rumi untuk Anda, selamat ya buat kamu. Channel Dadang Bodani, Abah Channel, Chip Trip, Hanbin, dan juga dari channel Masjid Jami Al-Bainah TV. Oke, selamat ya. Nanti teman-teman semua bisa menghubungi nomor yang di bawah ini ya. Oke. Baik, terima kasih. Jazakumullah khair, Mr. Andreas. Thank you very much for coming.
Sama-sama.
We're so happy to have you here. Pak Bambang hatur nuhun. Jazakallah khair. Bu Rina hatur nuhun ya, terima kasih. Sobis terima kasih, kru juga terima kasih. Terima kasih semuanya. Jangan lupa ya Sobis ya, kita bakal makin kece ya kalau kita hobinya berganti nih. Nambah hobi, apa hobinya? Sedekah. Nah, salah satunya kamu bisa tambah hobi sedekah kamu, kamu bisa titipin di JIS Istiqomah ya. Kamu bisa langsung datang aja ke Jalan Taman Citarum, atau aku mau langsung transfer deh, boleh langsung ke 11.301825 lewat Bank Muamalat dengan kode 147 ya. Terima kasih lagi buat JIS Istiqomah, buat semua bintang tamu hari ini, buat semua kru ya. Terima kasih semuanya buat yang udah nonton. Kita ketemu lagi Rumi di next episode ya. Saya Eli, aku lu qouli hadza wa astaghfirullah wa lakum. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hatur nuhun.
أبشر يا تاريخ الفخر غرد يا طير الإنشاء أمة ديني نحو النصر تمضي دوما للعليا أبشر يا تاريخ الفخر غرد يا طير الإنشاء أمة ديني نحو النصر غرد يا طير الإنشاء أمة ديني نحو النصر تمضي دوما للعليا تمضي دوما للعليا أمتي 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 أمتي